Okay, just to let everybody know, this is recorded, so it can go up on our website and for future use, which Ben will take care of. And Millie and I are about to welcome you to our first ever impact report, covering our year of Creative Connex. My name is Roger Griffith. I'm the CEO, and I'm delighted to put together such a great, talented team from UE and beyond that we've worked together on. It's been a great pleasure over the 18 months within a pandemic, within economic challenges, and a lot has happened over that period of time. So it's great to bring all of that together today. We're going to cover those issues, but I'm going to hand over, because I'm doing some of the technical side, over to our coordinator and Millie Wood-Downey.
Thank you so much for coming to our alternative Valentine's event. We love CC. It's really lovely to have so many people join us, and for us to celebrate, as Roger said, our first impact report, only made possible by the community behind us now. So if you followed Connex, or even back in the day, Tomorrow Today, you'll probably know me. So I'm Millie Wood-Downey. I started off as a creative support intern, and I'm now a creative producer and coordinator at Creative Connex. As Roger said, you know, we've expanded the team and we've done lots of really amazing things over the last 18 months. Rebranded to Creative Connex. So we're really excited to have an opportunity to share that all with you. So thank you so much for coming. So before we crack on, I think an introductory video, which was made by our fantastic digital media and filmmaker, Ben. And this video was made as a way for us to kind of kick off our rebranding. So it's, yeah, a good place to start, I suppose. We've got that one loaded up, Roger. You are muted, Roger.
Playing all day, and then suddenly decided not to play.
I will carry on talking whilst you get that loading. So we've one of the main things that we've managed to do in the 18 months since we've rebranded is to have a lot of content made possible by Ben. And so this video was really about us, I suppose, showing our new brand, our new identity, using kind of more means and digital media slap bang in the height of the pandemic. And so it kind of forced us to look at new digital strategies and how to deliver work for ourselves, but also for our partners. And we'll show you the video.
It doesn't want to play.
No problem. We'll show you that when it works. So I'm not sure if we had a chance, if Polly, one of our partners, was able to join us. I know that we've had a few people missing, unfortunately, because the storm has got people caught in all sorts of random places. So, what we like to talk about next is essentially what we've achieved with the WECA funding that we were really, really lucky to receive. It was a while ago now. It must have been about 8 months ago that we got that, 6 months ago. And a lot of the stuff that we've done possible with this WECA funding. So I'm going to pass back to Roger, and he's going to kind of speak through a little bit of what we've managed to achieve.
Yeah, I've been delighted that the team has achieved so much over these 18 months, and we really have done a lot for such a small team. We got our WECA funding following being alerted from one of our partners, and put a bid in, and we were delighted to get the full amount. And what it really has allowed us to do is really focus on the community as well as build up the team. We've delivered our newsletters. We've gained our, strengthened it through the work of Chloe. We'll cover that shortly in terms of our metrics. Got a better website and digital footprint from the work of Ben, strengthen our projects that Nisha's been doing, bringing Anna as well as a project manager, and also with Millie coordinating. What it's really been great to do is we've worked with 10 community organisations and really give grassroots or good old-fashioned capacity building support. We've done some great stuff with Vocalise, for instance, where we've linked them up with University of West of England students. Delighted Ade's joining us now, and she'll talk a bit later about the work we've done for Keep the Beat project as well. So we've done a number of great and fantastic things, and working with the community to putting on events for them in terms of SCREN, which is South Gloucester Race Equality Network, and all of those projects as well. Work with other organisations such as Local Learning in the schools and projects, and then Melissa's been a part of that, and what Ruth has done there. And what it's done is just given us time and enabled to support as well. So that's part of what we've done through Let's Connect, as well as our wider stuff, which we're going to do cover in our impact report. So there's as I say, what we've asked, how that's really assisted us. This is our final part of the project. The impact report will be launched in the next few days, following your feedback today. Any feedback that will go live into the press that Anna will do. So that's what's been really great at doing, really connecting us with the community, making that link, whether it's advice, whether it's support, website support, digital marketing, social media, project management, funding support, or delivering projects, and lifting up our community and engaging them and giving them a voice, as Nisha's going to tell you a little bit more through our COP26 and our Black Seeds Network. So that was really something alongside the things that I wanted to do in terms of writing that I really has really warmed me, and really something that the team has really made a difference doing. So I'm going to hand back to Millie and let her run through the rest of it. Thank you, Millie.
Thanks, Roger. So I think it's a really nice time now for us to kind of introduce this team that we keep talking about. I suppose I should start with myself. I'm Millie. I am the longest standing employee of Creative Connex. I came on with the Santander internship through UE, alumni, in 2019. And as I mentioned earlier, I kind of came up with creative support intern. I think Roger and I didn't really know what that looked like. He just knew that he needed some support. And so we kind of started nurturing to today. I knew that it was kind of a community consultancy, and Roger was doing really amazing work, but there seemed to be a lot. And I always talk about this every time we do an event. There was a list of projects when I first came on. So the first couple of months, if you fast forward to August 2020, it's still just Roger and I. Been working for him for just over a year, and it was really then that we felt that we had everything organised and felt like we could really identify what we needed in order to expand the organisation, to expand the team, and for us to make the biggest impact with our work. What we also realised was that Roger and I are both creatives, writers, and a lot of the kind of work that we were doing, not all of the work that we were working with was necessarily creative. Everything we were doing was in a creative sense. So through communication, through conversation, through using on our social media, Roger and I kind of realised that we didn't have the necessary skills to kind of push that. And so what we really needed was a bigger team, digital media people, we needed social media people, we needed people to do creative management operation. So we managed to get a few people. I'll let them introduce themselves as we go on. Another thing that I've been doing since the beginning, and something that I do at the moment, and hopefully you're all signed up to our mailing list, is that I run all of the letters and platforms through Creative Connex. And since our rebranding, we've had 22, which is more than one a month, Roger, which I'm very impressed about. I don't know how we've managed that. There's a lot more than I thought. So we've done 22 since our rebranding. We've got just under 2,000 subscribers. You know, we're kind of averaging on around 350 reads per newsletter, which is so brilliant, because sometimes it feels like our community feels quite small, but actually, you know, it's actually really quite large. So in terms of the rebranding and kind of my role in that, I was quite fundamental in that. Kind of came forward and kind of spoke to Roger. We've been speaking about it for a while and kind of pitched some new like logo ideas. I always wanted to keep the original color scheme. And then I'm going to nicely pass on to Ben now, because he was the next intern that we had, and Ben was made a huge impact in that rebranding. And it's time for him to kind of introduce himself and what he does as part of the team. So passing over to you, Ben.
Hello, everyone. My name is Benjamin James, and I joined Creative Connex, which was once Tomorrow Today, in 2020. I joined through the Santander as well, and I was an intern. Then I became an member as well. And I first joined, the first role I got to do was I got to be part of the rebrand with Millie. So I redesigned the logo. So we both picked the name Creative Connex with Roger as well. And the logo you see now is the one I thankfully got the chance to design. And since then, I've managed to build kind of like, I've managed to get all the content they had, which they were like, they had a lot of content, but they didn't really know how to showcase all that content. So what I did was I opened a website for them. I made a website. We started a YouTube channel as well. And I kind of like put a little bit of work into social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook. But since those were my...
Can I just come in just to found the video? So we show a bit there, and then I can go to.
Okay.
So it's now playing. So here is the teaser that Millie introduced and that Ben has made. I've now gone online and found it. Here it is. So that was the video. Do carry on, Ben.
I was mute. So like I was saying, I made the website and we started a YouTube channel. So since my main roles with Creative Connex was basically being a media designer. So I design content, I get content from other people, and I kind of like post-produce the content, and I make the content ready to be promoted and publicized published on the social media and the website and on other platforms. So since I've been with Creative Connex, I've had the opportunity to work with in many projects that had to do with like diverse communities, like ethnically diverse people. I've had really great opportunities here, from BCC Films, which we'll be talking later on, to Plans to Actions, which were like funding for other for filmmakers. So I've really worked on great projects for diverse communities, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity. And yeah, so yeah, that's what I've basically been doing since I've joined Creative Connex. So that's me. I'll hand over to Millie.
Thank you so much, Ben. And honestly, some of the work that Ben's made for us has been so amazing, and it's really how a lot of people now view our work and how they recognise what we do. So thank you so much for all of your hard work, Ben. So I kind of spoke a bit about what I do, and one of the first things that I did was start the social media channels for Tomorrow Today. And because of the 45 projects that I was helping Roger with, and the rebranding and kind of strategizing and all the other work that we were doing, that unfortunately the social media felt like it was the kind of last thing that kind of that got looked after or looked to. And so what we really needed was a social media expert to come in and take over and really kind of advance our online presence. So I'll pass over to Chloe, who has done exactly that.
Thanks, Millie. Hi, everyone. I'm Chloe, and I manage the social media for Creative Connex. I first met Roger whilst I was at uni, and I was in a lecture, and he was a guest lecturer. He came in, and I just thought, oh my God, this guy is so cool. I just want to be a part of whatever he's doing. So I was that student who was like basically chasing him up, going, hi, do you have any like work experience or projects that I can work on? And thankfully there was, and I worked on the Windrush Generations project with him, which I really, really loved. Got to look at lots of different people with such inspiring stories. And from there, Roger asked me if I wanted to become a part of the team and more involved. And from then on, I started helping with the social media, like Millie says. I wouldn't say I'm a full-on expert though, Millie, but I do my best. And my role revolves around creating posts and captions and communicating with others to show what we do, why we do it, and just to support and join our journey. We also promote the events and the opportunities like the Peter Stevenson bursary, which has recently come on our feed thanks to a brilliant video. And Ben does such an amazing job with the videos. I couldn't do my job without him or any of the events that Millie and Anna and just everyone on the team put together. So it really is a team effort with my job. If anyone else didn't do their job, my job wouldn't work. And since joining in line with our events, I've been managing the socials, and between October and January, we've grown by 13.6%, and we've engaged 822% more accounts and reached 1,611% more counts as well, which is, I think, is quite cool. This month we've hit 300 followers, which is really great considering where we started, and I hope that we continue to grow and engage through the socials. And as of last week, we've had an 87.1% increase. So I'm really proud of that, and I can't wait to continue the work we're doing, and I just enjoy working with the entire team, and I'm so grateful and proud to be part of Creative Connex. So yeah, I'll hand back over to Millie. All of the stats are on the screen, but I didn't want to bore you with all of them. So if anyone wants to look back at those, I won't read them all out.
Thank you so much, Chloe. Just want to double check. Can you hear me now, Roger? Is that good? Okay, fine. It's funny, I'm normally really loud and then suddenly I'm quiet. That's amazing, Chloe. Thank you so much for that rundown. And it has been an ongoing task of ours to really get that social media up and running. So it's so lovely to see it flourish. And yeah, the increases have all come since Chloe has joined us. So brilliant work. So there's another really amazing organisation that falls under the umbrella of Creative Connex, which is the Black Seeds Network. So I'm going to pass over to Nisha, who can tell you all about that.
Hello. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Millie. And 5 minutes is not enough to talk about Black Seeds Network and the amazing inspiration and excitement that is around it. So I'm going to race through it as far as possible. But yeah, we launched in the pandemic, and there seems to be a running theme of like people getting inspired by Roger and then following him around until something happens. And that's definitely what happened with Black Seeds Network. So yeah, we created it back in 2020. We launched in the pandemic, and it's kind of been going from strength to strength in the last 2 years. So yeah, we focus on raising the profile of Bristol's incredible environmentalists of colour, and not only in Bristol, actually, we get interest from beyond. We have some connections in America, and yeah, we're looking into some work in Uganda even. So yeah, we're kind of, it's the tendrils are spreading outwards. One of the main things that we focus on is shining a light on existing incredible leaders. So we'll do that through video, and we've had incredible partnerships with Bristol City Council. So we're going to have, hopefully we'll see a video of Elsie Harp. I told her I'd big her up today because she's doing great work through her business in Divina Botanica, an example of sustainable flower selling. She's a woman of color, and yeah, she's getting people involved in nature and growing, and definitely check her out. And I hopefully be inspired by the video. In addition to that, we also partnered with the Festival of Nature, and it's great to see Ellie here as well this evening. We've made films, we've done workshops, we've from those workshops we brought together academic researchers and community leaders, and we talked about like how we need to recognize each other to work together properly, to work together well and fairly. And then we also had an exhibition that traveled to various places in the city. So yeah, and the photos were stunning. So that was an incredible moment, incredible highlight. We were delighted to partner with Care International and ActionAid, and make the incredible women leaders of colour films with. So the women gave their messages to COP26, and really interestingly, they talked about the existing work that's going on in communities and how that should be supported. We don't need to reinvent the wheel when it comes to environmentalism, like it's already going on. So let's plough resources into the places where it's working. And yeah, what else can I say? Oh, so yeah, delighted to announce that through them, Care International and ActionAid have given us lots of support in terms of spreading the word nationally through their networks. And very, very excited to announce that on the 9th of March, they've invited us to, Care International have invited us to their event at the House of Commons. So watch this space, and we'll let you know about our schmoozing with the politicians. Yeah, and just wanted to say thank you so much to the team, to all the incredible community leaders, all the partners that we've worked with. It's just been a couple of years full of like really hard work, but loads of energy. And I hope that we continue to keep promoting our amazing environmentalists of colour. We keep talking about justice of recognition. We keep talking about equity and sustainability, and we keep finding ways to work together and move forward together as environmentalists as a whole. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nisha. And yeah, the work that BSN have been doing is absolutely incredible. Watching it grow from an idea into a fully functioning, fantastic network. So amazing to see.
I can just play the video that we've got something from the environmentalists later. So there'll be two parts of the Black Seeds Network. We've got the COP26, which he was talking about with Care International, but here is the aforementioned Elsie Harp before I hand back to Millie.
My name's Elsie Harp. I am a mental health practitioner and trainee flower farmer from Barton Hill in Bristol. My business, Divina Botanica, is the platform through which I create conversation around access to nature, connection with plants and regenerating the environment. From the outside it might look like a traditional floristry business, but what the invitation is to recognise that flowers have an impact on our emotions, and that's why we're drawn to them, and that there are other aspects of nature that can have an emotional impact on us as well. So I'm attempting to widen the conversation to include connecting to plants and regenerating the environment.
Can I just jump in on two more things? So Elsie Harp has got a flower subscription. So part of Black Seeds Network work is promoting what people are up to, including their businesses. So yeah, check that out. And also, I just wanted to say as well, in terms of just one other little bit of impact, one of the photos on the slide was of Amrish Pandya, and he was delivering a tree that had been grown through the project at Bristol Rainforest. He was delivering it to one of the City of Bristol colleges, and that was through the networking and the contacts that had been provided through Natural History Consortium, who had arranged this lovely reception event at one of the exhibitions in the college. So yeah, thank you for that, and just loving seeing the knock-on effects of all this work.
Thanks so much, Nisha. Yeah, like I said, sorry, I jumped in there slightly prematurely, but yeah, really fantastic work. So the reason we're all here, there's not lots of reasons we're all here, but one of the main reasons that we are here is because we have, or in the process of completing our very first impact report. And it's a really special landmark for us because we've just not had the capacity to be able to do it before. Roger and I have done, there's lots of documents that state all the work that we do, but we've not had a chance to design it and to really put some time and some love into it and to share it with anyone. And Anna has really been the person that's made that happen. So I'm going to pass over to Anna to talk through the impact report and I suppose go into a bit more detail about some of the amazing stuff we've managed to do. So over to you, Anna.
No, that was an introduction and a half. I'll give you that, Millie. Hello, I'm Anna. I am the new project manager, or the only existing project manager for Creative Connex. Much like Millie and Chloe and Nisha, I found Roger through UE and just thought he did such amazing stuff. And I couldn't wait to get involved. So through the UE Santander internship scheme, I applied and was so amazed, well, not amazed, but I was so happy when I got the opportunity to work there. And after my internship ended, I was then a permanent member of the team. So I'm so happy to be here. All the work that they've done, throughout the whole year, throughout all the years, is absolutely amazing. And so I'm just happy to be here and happy to be a helping organisational hand. So my role is to come in with my business and events management knowledge and to kind of finesse some of the processes so we can have wonderful documents like this. Just to outline all the amazing stuff that we do and all the amazing organisations that we connect with. So this is what I've been working on for the last few weeks. And yeah, it outlines all of the growth that we've had for from the WECA grant that we received. All of the amazing projects that we've had the pleasure to interact with and to engage with. I was lucky enough to be able to be involved in the Frank Bowling exhibition, where we took the elders to go and see Frank Bowling in the Arnold Feeney, and it was my first ever taste of being engaging with people and seeing the actual impact that it has and how wonderful it is to be able to engage in the work like this. So yeah, so that's me. I've done some organisational things, so I've input some documents and some processes, and yeah, I've just tried to give a bit of structure with my boring organisational knowledge compared to all of these wonderful, lovely, creative people I work alongside. It might be a bit boring, but necessary nonetheless. So yes. That's my contribution.
Only a creative could design an impact report looking like that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anna. I'm so excited for that document to be completed and for us to be able to share it with everyone properly. So you're the first people who've had a little taster of that. So I'm going to pass over to Roger now to talk a bit more about Let's Connect, which we've kind of mentioned, a scheme that we've done through the WECA funding. So if I pass on to you, Roger.
not before you talk a little bit more about your work. So yeah, Nisa gets 2 bites at the cherry, so you do 2, because you've also got we support careers outside of Creative Connex. That's my what I have to do as leader, what I like to do. You've also got the workshop, which I'm to cover, as well as your artistic work as well, which we will share with you with the technology willing very shortly. But if you want to talk through the workshop, and I'll cue up the video.
Sure. So I suppose part of my role, and Roger is right, when you're overseeing everything, you sometimes tend to forget about yourself. So part of the work that I do is kind of leading, which led on from more of the kind of practical day-to-day runnings of Tomorrow Today and Creative Connex, is I've had the opportunity to do more kind of creative ideas with Roger. And one thing that I identified at the beginning of last year, kind of mid last year, was that we were delivering a lot of projects for other people and for our partners and for amazing organizations, but we weren't really running very many events or schemes that were ours. And so I kind of pitched or started kind of a conversation with Roger about potentially doing a series of workshops, free workshops for the community, for us to share our skills and our knowledge, but also to, for me, to have a chance to continue practicing my own workshop delivery styles, which is something I've been doing over the last couple of years, specifically during the pandemic. And so I ran a workshop. I run a workshop. I have been running it for about 1.5 years now, called Being a Creative Freelancer for Beginners, specifically within creative arts, and looking at how we can kind of create a business through ourselves and a brand through ourselves, and how it is possible to do lots and lots of different things and have our fingers in lots of different pies, and still be kind of be financially sustainable and to feel fulfilled. So one of the things that I do, alongside being a producer and an actor and a playwright, is I'm also a poet. And this is a poem that I wrote, bless me, a couple of weeks into quarantine, not knowing that we'd be in and out of that for the next 2 years. So yeah, I suppose the things I'm saying in this poem really hit home more than they did when I wrote them. So yeah, Roger, over to you.
The smooth glass edge of this makeshift desk is reflecting this underwhelming feeling in my head. Flat. The sun is pouring in and reminding me of not too distant memories of soaking that vitamin B in when it wasn't out of a window. And watching my neighbour return from her run, producing a medical blue glove held carefully between finger and thumb to protect herself against the door handle, it pulls me away from the flat face of my thoughts. I focus on the broken spine of my notebook, trying to convince myself that I did enough to wear it out. That my laptop's charge has run from green to red. I haven't been spending too much time in bed, and because I said everything I wanted to achieve out loud, they will get done. My notebook has become an encyclopedia of lists. I have no shifts now to remind me of all the creative things I could be doing instead, and now my imagination is tainted with dread of not achieving enough with all the time in the world. I was asked what I was going to do in my quarantine. I tried to be funny, so I said I'd wash my hands. But before this even started, that question felt like more than it could mean. What am I going to do in my self-isolation? Structuring my day around when our on-edge Prime Minister addresses the nation, he makes me really nervous, and I don't want Boris to give this new life purpose, so I will make sure that myself and those around me don't lose our heads whilst occasionally attending to the flower beds. I will stare at the broken spine of my notebook and remind myself it didn't break because I threw it against a wall. And I will constantly remind myself that you cannot achieve the world stuck between 4 walls. And sitting around thinking about when you can do that will make you feel so much smaller than you do right now. And I will feel proud of seeing our society pulling together the way we know how. And some evenings, I will get drunk and I will cry. And though there is so much positivity being channeled through friends and family and absorbed by me, it's okay if the future sometimes seems far too far to see.
That's what I really.
Excellent. Well done, Minnie. Great stuff. And it doesn't end there, does it? So you also did, staying within Bristol, you worked with Creative Youth Network, and you had your own show. You want to tell us a little bit about that, and before I go on to our Frank Brolin project.
Sure. Yes. So I it's turned into the Millie show now. I was in a very peculiar position when lockdown hit. I was just kind of emerging as a producer and an artist and a poet and all these other multitude of things I do. And so in some ways it was kind of easier because, I didn't have too much to lose. But in another sense, it was really difficult because I felt like I wasn't being represented in kind of anything. There was no emergency funding for my theatre company because we've not had any funding before. And so my theatre company just died. And so what I did is I kind of pulled myself out of it and decided to teach myself how to write an Arts Council application. And so I was very, very gratefully, I was successful at the beginning of last year for a project grant to create the R&D for my one-woman show, There Was Little Belle, which has been performed now in Bristol and Brighton in about 4 different venues, 8 or 9 times. I actually went back to UWE where I studied drama, and that was my last performance in November. I did a workshop for the students there as part of their masterclass week. And then my most latest project at the end of last year was producing a brand new creative arts festival with Creative Youth Network in partnership with them called Reignite Festival. And that was based at the station. And yeah, I oversaw and kind of was in charge of that whole project right as Omicron came swooping through. So that was an interesting last couple of days, unfortunately ending with me having COVID. But that festival was all about creating opportunities for those who have been greatly affected by the pandemic, for marginalised voices and for emerging artists that represent those that didn't feel represented throughout the pandemic. And we managed to support 100 plus young people under the age of 25, and 50% of those were paid to equity rate roles. So yeah, I feel really proud of that. And if you want to follow my work, do follow me on Instagram. It's at Milliewood Downey, and that's my umbrella of work. Creative Connex stuff, the producing, the poetry, and everything in between is what I do. So I shall stop talking about myself now.
Great stuff.
I shall pass it back to you, Roger. Thank you so much.
But that's, in all seriousness, that's important part. It's not just that they're working with me and for the community. It's that Millie's developing her career, and I will continue to develop her project management skills. Chloe has got a burgeoning social media career, as well as going into podcasting. Ben is working with Bath Film, hopefully again next year, to give more diversity in there. We'll cover a little bit about Nisha's future role when we ask her to come back in part 2 shortly. So that's part of our ethos, that we, yes, we have our individual rules, but there's also that growing sphere in and outside of that. This project comes up now. It's one that gave me some of the most joy. It's part of the Windrush project that we had, and it was another aspect of that, working with Gary Top at Arnafini, where a lot of our students are based as well. We've got shot by a local filmmaker, and Ben put it together. Anna and I were there on the day to help and it was the first time we had a Guyanese man, 78 years of age, Frank Brolin, and some of these people you're going to see on the screen had never seen, been into the Arnafini and seeing expressionist art, and it was just such a great thing to do. And hopefully Charlotte's on this call where we can get them into more places and spaces talking about film and much, much more, because believe it or not, Black elders like art too. Hello, my name is Roger Griffith. I'm here at the Arna Feeney. I'm the CEO of Creative Connex. Been delighted to bring our Caribbean elders here from Evergreens and the Malcolm X Centre, and working with Christelle Pellicer, No Bindings, and Gary Topp and his marvellous team here at Arna Feeney to see the Sir Frank Boland exhibition. In my capacity working with the University of West England Bristol. Great to really experience one of our finest artists, our Caribbean elders, and bring our elders and his peers in to see this fantastic exhibition. It's a wonderful project to bring everybody together, and delighted for me and my team to bring the next great part. Thank you.
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
He does all of them. Yeah. So he's in a wheelchair now. So his family come in and help him. And he sort of just tells them what to do. He's got a spray bottle and he sits in his chair. He sprays the paintings and then tells his family where to put the paints.
Very nice. Very nice. I want to look the exhibitions, the paintings. The
paintings
begin to make meaning. Yeah, very good.
Experience.
Excellent.
What was the best part? Looking around and reading the history of things. And the company. And the company. Nice to get out.
That was the Sir Frank Boland exhibition. Got to work with the family and the Arna Feeney on that one. So it was a really great project that we enjoyed certainly doing here at Creative Connex. So I think before we get to that, Millie asked me to talk a little bit about the Windrush project as well. I'm delighted to talk a little bit about that before we go look forward to some further stuff. We did We had the Mayor of Bristol, Marvin Rees, speak. We had Michael Jenkins, Latoya McAllister-Jones, who gives her apologies again. And we worked with Bristol students as well. We had an article in the Bristol Post, and primarily those three individuals that we saw there in different ways. One looked back into their heritage, made a film with his mother. Another looked at the music and the culture, and the other one looked at the politics right through to present day in terms of the statue coming down in Bristol. That's through Mian and Alicia there, and that's where we, Chloe and I first kind of met on or worked together on this project, in terms of she was coming up with some of those images and helping to promote it within the university as well. And we had Izzy on board as our other Izzy James, and someone who's been vital in our progress, a former intern now working elsewhere. But that's that connecting through the generations, through my generation, obviously, from Roy Hackett's days, from my parents coming over from the Caribbean. It was just a great project to not only work on, but to continue to work on. We will be doing that again next year. This year, in fact, with Polly's not here today, but that's what we'll be doing with the compensation scheme, and also citizenship. Would be I've got a meeting with Hugh Thomas next week about that, gaining social justice rights for them. So there's a little bit about one of the projects that we're doing. Ade is with us today. I'll introduce her afterwards. She's been a fantastic working with her at GMA Radio. She's now an extraordinary in terms of her vitality. She also worked with Nisha as well as one of our voices earlier. But I'm going to ask her to talk about herself and a new project. Again, life is after it flourishes after a GMA. It's Ade Olatan talking about her Rebel with a Cause and the Keep Beat project with the GMA Radio. Ade, you out there?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Roger. Just a bit about how me and Roger met. Again, he was one of the directors for Ujima, which I volunteered for almost 10 years. I stopped volunteering for them in September 2016. Whilst I was in Ujima, I've done a few bits and bobs with Roger. And one of them, he invited me to the UEBME conference many years ago, where I was quite nervous because I had to do a presentation which I'm pointing to a lot of people I didn't know. So that so that helped me build on the presentation skills. But that was one of many. After I leave Ujima Radio, I decided to start my own organisation, co-fund actually my own organisation. The lady Makeda Bennett, she's on holiday, couldn't join us. So she's one of the directors and I'm one of the directors. My area I do is social media. I have to put my hands up. I'm still learning. I'm trying my best. And my other role as a director is partner relations. So again, like Roger, I'm going to communities just attend different events, and also me and Makeda myself attend different events to build our networking of all of organizations we can support, help and vice versa. I approached one of the reasons I approached Creative Network Connex, is that when I was in Ujima, I did do a bidding application, but unfortunately it wasn't successful. And I know how much he had a passion for the project, my project. So that was one of the reasons I approached Creative Connex. And they've been doing good work. They've been on the board. The lovely social media lady has been on the board, spreading the word of our project. And also they introduced us to Esther from Avon and Somerset Constabulary. It's a part of the Black Association group, aren't they, Roger? Or something like that. Yeah. So introduced me to Esther, and also is kindly working very hard to provide TRWAC, which stands for the Rebel the Cause, TRWAC hashtag Ujima Keep the Beat project, a volunteer to write our report for us. Now, just tell you a bit about the hashtag Ujima Keep the Beat. People might say, why Ujima, hashtag Ujima Keep Ujima? The first of all, hashtag Ujima Keep the Beat is all about raising awareness, education, and encouraging people from the African, Caribbean, Asian, and other visible minority to learn more about blood and organ donation. And the reason why we need it, the African Caribbean need it the most, is we got this high percentage of the population who suffer from high blood pressure and diabetes, and which are the two medical conditions which lead to renal failure and require a kidney transplant. So hashtag Ujima Keep the Beat, the Ujima bit, it all started in Ujima, as I said before. Hashtag Ujima Keep the Beat project is also been has been funded by NHSBT, African Health Policy Network, and Quartet Community Foundation. So those are our three main funders, and of course Creative Connex, one of them as well. It's been a joy working with Roger, but I didn't think I'd work with him again, because once he left Ujima and I left Ujima, we thought, oh, we're gonna go separate ways. But as everybody knows, Bristol is quite small, so yes, very small. It's not as big as people think. So and all projects, I'm finding all projects in Bristol are connected with each other. Yeah, so whichever project you see around in Bristol, is you're likely to know somebody connected with that project. And as Creative Connex has been showing us all the organisation they've worked with, are working with, or worked with in the past. So I know Roger's, any project I've heard of, I say, oh, I bet Roger's involved in that one. So, and he's doing some great work. So that's really about what the Rebel for Cause is all about. And I'd like to thank Roger also, because he did put me forward for the Global Goals Centre, where it was also about sustainability for our environment. And I think there were 17 different ones, and one of mine was partnership. So thank you for that. Yeah. And I've also done some work with Black Seeds as well. So yeah, I've been around.
Thank you, Ade. Wonderful to hear from you again. Amazing work that you're on a dialysis each week as well. So it's just great that you can still do that. As you said, when we left Ujima, we thought that would be that, but great to see you flourishing and really something that you're passionate about. And that leads nicely, before I hand back to Millie, I think we'll take a little bit more from Nisha, because that was a part of that project, but also you took that forward into giving not only Ade, not only I think I mangled her name earlier, but Elsie, not only as well, and other women environmentalists, leaders of colour in Bristol through the COP26, which we're going to show now. So while I tee that up, Nisha, if you can come back for part 2, if you like, and also you like Millie, like the rest of the team, are far too modest. I think you've had a successful year in your studies, and if you want to talk a little bit about that as well, when I tee up the video.
I wasn't expecting this bit, so yeah, not really sure what happens now. In terms of studies, that I graduated last year with my master's in sustainable development, and yeah, that was really exciting, because I was able to write my dissertation all about how to grow and strengthen Black Seeds Network, and basically how that could contribute to environmentalism in Bristol. So that was really good. And then also quite a lot of my degree was given over to exploring ideas around social justice and environmentalism. Also, I thank you for the congratulations. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but Roger and I wrote a book chapter, academic book chapter, with edited by Dr. Karen Bell, and we were writing about the demand for racial justice in environmentalism, and it's published, chapter 7, published in a book called Diversity and Inclusion in Environmentalism, edited by Dr. Karen Bell, who's got lots of really interesting things to say on many topics, but particularly environmental justice. And I'll definitely say hi. And also I do consultancy. I've been a consultant for a long time, coming up to a decade now, but I've just got a job as the partnerships manager at UWE on a new project called Green Skills for Jobs and Entrepreneurship. And we're in the process of planning like what it's going to be, this absolute phenomenon of environmentalists of colour and inspiration and providing opportunities and coaching and teaching for Black and Asian young people aged between 18 and 28. And I'm delighted to say that Roger's going to be part of that and hopefully doing some amazing opening intro speeches and all sorts of other things. So yeah, watch out for that project because it's going to be good. So thanks.
Great stuff. So I mentioned earlier about the work of Ben in terms of the website, and we can do all this great work, but without the team behind the scenes to Anna and Chloe to market it, and I'd say Ben putting all this together as well. And he worked closely with Nisha hand in hand, and our cameraman on the ground, Harry, as well as some UWE students to get this up together. This is the Black Seas Network website page, which is put together, and they both reassembled it. Really, it really is something that we're particularly proud of. And part of that was the COP26 project, Nisha, which if you want to talk about, I will go on to find and play.
Thank you. Well, this is definitely very much a team collaboration, drawing together Roger's incredible contact list. But I mean, like, there's no understatement to talk about Ben's ability to turn around incredibly high quality films in a really short space of time. And working with Harry as well, I think you're really going to like these films if you check them out on the website, because they're so fresh and they are unfiltered, as the title suggests. We interviewed these wonderful women of colour who have been leading in their fields in racial justice and environmentalism. They've been leading for decades, absolute powerhouse women, and they just gave the most incredible messages for leaders at COP. And through our partners at ActionAid, we were able to take some of their the quotes from our interviews with them, and they were written onto placards, which were also taken up to Glasgow, and they were paraded around during the climate marches as well. So we couldn't be there in person, but we had like a little bit of a presence as well at Glasgow.
So great. I'm going to play one of them for you now, which the team put together. This is Ruth Pitter and Sophia Brown of Stepping Sisters. I'm going to choose that one.
I would say that they need to invest in projects that support women of colour, that support women. They need to be talking to us. They need to be hearing our voices. They need to understand our lived experience. And I don't get the impression that they do understand it from the decisions they're making. And they need to gain our trust. And in order to do that, they need to be talking to us. We need to really believe that our lived experience is understood by them, and that they are committed to ensuring that we are involved in the conversation and that fundamental change is going to take place with our involvement. So it seems really overwhelming when we think about the climate crisis and how much of an impact it's having on our life. And so the hope for me is that we all see that we have a part to play. We start on the small things and gradually they become bigger.
So I think we'll stop there. I want to thank Rich Pankhurst as well for his previous support through numerous projects from our Black and Green ambassadors, which is still going, which we still support. We're not in any competition, we're in collaboration. Nisha and I are very clear about that, and our job is really just to be supportive of new or established groups and environmentalists, and then with the, I'll say, the support of the team as the backbone to assist them in whatever way we feel. That's what we feel is missing, that we take a back seat and let them lead. And that may be putting a video together like that, it may be finding funding, it may be some coordination, some events, some social media, all of that there. So that's what we've been able to define over these 18 months, a bit more about what Creative Connex doing from that first initial meeting when I had all these projects coming out my ears, but no way to organize them. And since I've met Millie, it's been great to really has been touching to go from there to saying, right, I just there's this lists and lists to like, okay, let's systematically put something together and bring in new team members all hungry and thirsty and talented, as you can see, in various ways. And that's what we've got a great team together. Okay, I'm going to hand back to Millie now, as we're near to the end of our project and our presentation.
Thank you so much, Roger. Yeah, it's amazing just to see everything that we're doing next to each other, and I think we're all just as impressed as hopefully the people who have attended the event, because it's not usual for us to put everything side by side and kind of see it in that way. So I think that Roger, are you going to do a performance of some sort, or have you somehow slipped out of that?
I've slipped out of that. I've gonna, of course, it's all about you guys today. I've got plenty there that we've got to. We can look forward though to when I will do something more. I will be bringing in my play later in the year based on Barack Obama's life, called Dreams of My Fathers. We got encounters with Malcolm X and Dr. King, as well as his own father. I've got a 15-year retrospective, which we're working on some funding opportunities there. You've introduced us to Azali, who's given us some support again to look for future funding. So I want to thank her for her assistance as well. We're also seeking funding for Let's Connect Phase 2 to support those community organisations. We managed to do 10 with very, very little because of our contacts, because of our skills, because of our commitment to supporting those organisations. We feel we can do more. One of our good friends, Alex Rates from SARI, is going to be a High Sheriff, so we'll be offering pro bono support to promote her year. She's going to look at criminal justice specifically, and some legacy projects. So you'll see those around with my old mentor Paul Hassan from my Positive Action days. Ben's already cut those films up. Ade and I spoke about our time at Ajuma Radio. We've got lots of audio and lots of video and content to come out as well. The city conversations, which still have an impact as well. Obviously, since then Colston has fallen, but we had those conversations with Bristol Old Vic, Ajuma Radio, and Bristol Post about race for the first time in the city in 2018, and another student who's done excellent work has written a paper, so we're bringing that out, celebrating the time that we had with Tom Morris, who leads Bristol Old Vic and his Post this year. and was very kind in his remarks in the Guardian. So we'll do some retrospective stuff. So lots there to do, lots to get our teeth stuck into as a team, as well as Black Seas Network, of course, which will continue. And Nisha's talked about her work with Yui, who kind of cement all of this work. But we, just today, as I've said, we've got Black Writing Matters has been signed off to go forward to get Black writers into publishing as well. And our job again is to support all of that work. So yeah, no performance today, but Millie, have you any questions or answers, or anything that I've missed, or anything that over to you?
Fantastic, thank you. Yeah, no, I just think it's been a really amazing time to put everything together. Thank you so much, everyone, for your comments, and it's really lovely to feel the love, I suppose, on this We Love CC event today. So that's everything from me, Roger, but I think that maybe we've kind of looked at key dates, but yeah, I reckon if anyone's got any questions, we can do a bit of a Q&A. Feel free to kind of ask any of the team or anything general. Feel free to turn your microphone on and ask the questions like that, or you can send them through the chat, either way. But yeah, Roger, we've been on the chat the whole time, so anything that's kind of come up, we've been on it. We've got busy bees working behind the scenes. So
can I pep up? Just to say congratulations, Roger, on all that you've achieved, and what a wonderful team you've got, and the opportunities you've given them to advance their careers and networks is really positive. And I know my students have benefited from working with you as well. So any more opportunities that come up that we can put in front of them would be great. It'd be really lovely to get Nisha to come and talk to our students. They're on the Albert Educational Partnership, which is, I don't know if you've seen the Albert footprint on the end of films and things on TV, which says that they've been kind of looking at their carbon footprint. But there's also the climate content pledge that came out of COP26, which is putting climate on screen because of the power of filmmaking and TV to change the story and change behaviour. So it would be really inspiring, and I love the intersection between social justice and climate and stuff. And also Bristol Festival of Nature, I think Ellie and I hopefully will hook up. So yeah, just congratulations and incredible. And if there's any way that our students can get involved to support what you're doing and stuff, let us know.
Amazing. Thank you, Charlotte. That's really, really lovely to hear. And we're all UWE alumni, so all of us have come from UWE, which is lovely. Most of us have also worked at UWE afterwards. So, is there any other questions or comments or anything really?
Hugh, sorry, you just got sorry about the link expiring. Do you want to come in and say a few things about what we're doing looking forward?
Yeah, great. Thanks. Sorry, I probably didn't register, and therefore it timed out on me on the Eventbrite link. Anyway, sorry about that. Great to be here. Roger and I have been working on a number of things in the past, but the new project, we got a grant from the Home Office via an organisation called Voice for Change, which enables us to create an activity which will alert people to their to the issue if they haven't got citizenship. So that's probably something that would weigh heavy on your mind, but you maybe didn't want to rush off to the Home Office and have them check it, given their credentials. So the way they behaved to others and the scandal around the Windrush and so on. So the project is about linking them to free legal support, and that sort of mindset that enables something to be checked and to be verified before you might take it forwards. It also would enable people to get compensation if they were entitled to compensation. So we don't know how that might turn out for the number of people in the in the Bristol region. So one of the aspects of the project is to alert people through intergenerational activity, which is going to be used in primary schools and carried home to people to create conversations. The same resource would be available in a hairdresser's, in a cafe, and in a pub or whatever, and people might be collecting them, and kids might be asking questions, but the resource would give you a link to what you might call the support hub, which would then link you to possible support from a lawyer. That idea that somebody's going to get deported who's lived here all their lives and is going to go to a country that they haven't lived in, but is going to end up living in dread and living in worry. That's what the project is about. So it's not a lot of money. The funding is through the SHIP, the Balmoral, which is a trust, a charity. And so we're working with them, and there would be a variety of things that would enable community to come together to discuss the issue and look at the resource that we make, and help plan what might be on the resource. So the resource has to celebrate those pioneers and the different generations that followed. So that's what we got the funding for. And it builds on a long succession of activities that Roger and I have done, where we've looked at celebrating pioneers of the Windrush generation. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Hugh. We look forward to working with you on that. I think we've got a meeting in the diary for next week, seeking justice, as I've said, also conversation. And it's the 50th anniversary of the Commonwealth and the Immigration Act. So it's going to be a great time for action, as well as the Commonwealth Games, where we'll be highlighting that injustice with our community. So I think before I hand back to Millie, I just want to acknowledge certainly my leader at UWE and Lynn Barlow, who gives me the freedom to go ahead and create mischief. Many others as well at UWE, but also the other universities. We've been great in working with Natalie Brown at University of Bristol, and Millie did some work there. The environmentalist films, Paper Nations, we did Off the Record as well. We support filmmakers, Plan to Action, sustainability. We've done our projects really cover those from 8 years of age, because Anna and I went into Cabot School thanks to Ruth Myers from Local Learning, right up to 80 with the Windrush Elders as well, and we'll continue to do those projects. But we do need support to do that. It doesn't come for free, so we'll be looking for further sponsorship and projects to keep the team going as well. And also thank you to people like Mandy Bancroft, Jeanette, and Manuel as well for their ongoing support, Paul Hassan and Latoya McAllister as well for being my good close friends and all that support. So I think, as I say, any more questions for any of us? Observations? Okay. Anybody from the team want to say anything before we close? What's that?
Yes, please. So as part of the impact report, we are trying to gain audience feedback and just some statements that we can use to help promote the work that we've been doing. So I'm just going to send this pre-written message. If everyone could please just take a couple of minutes. The questions are all optional, and there's only about 5 questions on there anyway, but just take a couple of minutes just to fill that out. I won't make you do it right now. I'll let us close first, but if you could just open that as a tab and be able to fill that out just after we close, it would mean the world to us. So thank you so much.
So what I want to do really is, on behalf of the team and my family and our collective families, want to thank you for your ongoing support It's really important to us that you give us some time today. We'll hand the bits and pieces. We'll put this collective piece together and let our expert Ben put it together and put it online, because we want to get better at what we're doing. We want to, because what we do is to turn ideas into action on behalf of the community and really support those and work with large organizations, the universities, the councils, and support those community individuals and organizations to do what they do even better. So I think that's going to be it from us today. We're on time despite our gremlin attacks. So each and every one of you can say a goodbye. I'm going to if you could, Chloe, final words, please.
Me?
Yeah, going to give you an opportunity to say any closing remarks.
Well, I think just to sum it up, we all do better together, and it just shows with everyone showing up that we are making impact, and we hope that you come along this journey with us and continue to do that. So thank you everyone for coming, and make sure to follow all the social medias to keep updated, see all our future projects, our few little surprises that we've got up our sleeve that we'd love for you to be a part of as well, and we can't wait to bring you along with us.
And closing comments, any final remarks, please?
Sorry, 2 years online, I still can't work it. But no, thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Chloe, for doing that last lovely little plug to follow us. But yeah, follow along. We'd love for you to follow all of our progress and for us to be involved with you and share everything. So thank you. Great
stuff. Ben, closing remarks, final comments, please.
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you everyone for coming. Just expect more from Creative Connex, because this is one of the best team I've worked with, and you're definitely going to be seeing more from us. We're going to get bigger and we're going to expand. So yeah, keep an eye on us. Thank you, everyone.
Excellent. Closing remarks, please, Nisha.
Yeah, just basically reiterating what everyone has said, and thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for ongoing support, and yeah, good stuff is happening. Let's do more.
Great. And back to our host for your comments and closing remarks.
I've been working for this organisation for almost 3 years now, and just watching it grow has been a really special thing to have such a fundamental part of that. And just a huge thank you to Roger for all of the support that you've given to all of us and to give these opportunities to us. I've never felt so sustainable in a freelance job, I can tell you that. But yeah, honestly, it's been so special growing with you as an artist, and as a colleague, and with you being my boss, and then also having this amazing team around us. It just, yeah, seeing it all together is quite emotional. So thank you so much, Roger, and thank you everyone else who's joined us on this ride, and thank you for our audience. We really appreciate all of you.
So you can do us great favors, keep supporting what we're doing on our newsletters. Our details are on there. Any other further questions? But on Creative Connex, before the storm comes in and wishes away our computers, trying to wash away our internet links as it is. Thank you again for your ongoing support. We really do appreciate it. And thanks to again to our team and all our supporters and families as well. You'll be seeing, it's going to be a big year ahead. You'll be seeing a lot more, as Ben says, from him, from Chloe, from Nisha, from Anna, from Millie, and from me. On behalf of Creative Connex, look forward to a great 2022, and thanks for all your support in 2020 and 2021. Thank you and good night.
Thanks, Roger and team. Bye. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you. Bye.